past, present, and emerging. I'd also like to extend a warm welcome to some special guests joining us here this afternoon. The President of the RAS of New South Wales, Mr. John Bennett, OAM, Chief Executive of the Royal Agricultural Society of New South Wales, Mr. Brock Gilmore, Lead Counsellor of the Young Women Program, Mrs. Susan Wakeford, Lead Counsellor of the Rural Achievement Program, Mrs. Beth McKenzie, AgShow's New South Wales President, Mrs. Jill Chapman, AgShow's New South Wales delegates, including Cassie, Jodie Nelson-Gleeson, and directors, judges for the Young Women Competition, Ms. Rebecca Fee, Ms. Margaret Andrea, and Mrs. Peter Green, judges for the Rural Achievement Award, Mr. Dwayne Schubert, Mr. Dennis Wilson, and Mrs. Jenny Dunlop, representatives from AgShows across New South Wales, councillors of the Royal Agricultural Society of New South Wales, parents, families, friends, supporters, and a show societies affiliated with the fine individuals selected for these prestigious programs. Welcome to you all. We have come here today to celebrate these pretty spectacular young people and their commitment to rural communities, agriculture, and the show movement more broadly. The supplementary program includes hearing from 15 finalists in the RAS Award AgShow's New South Wales Young Women presentation, which in its 63rd year, these ladies will be joined by rich alumni, the influencers and leaders of the rural towns and show communities across the state. I know many of you in the audience had yourselves competed in the Young Women competition, or as it was previously known, the Showgirl competition, and how lucky these ladies are to be joining the competition's alumni community. We will then watch the R.M. Williams RAS Rural Achiever Award public speaking showcase hosted by the 2024 winner, Grace Collins. Our 2025 Rural Achievers sat down here in the front row, and I invite you all to give the audience a wave. Welcome. I would also like to welcome some very special guests, our South Australian Rural Achievers, including the 2024 National Rural Ambassador, Lockie Johnson. Please make them welcome to this way. The South Australian Rural Ambassadors are key in Sydney on exchange as part of the long-standing relationship between Sydney Royal and the Royal Adelaide Show. Following the Rural Achiever Showcase, we will have the announcement of the show announces Academy Scholarship for the best presenter throughout the past 2 days in the broadcast box, various events throughout the show, and of course this afternoon's program. And then finally, what you've all come here to see will be announcing the winner and the runner-up of the land of Sydney Royal AgShow's New South Wales Young Women Competition for 2025. Before we begin, I would like to recognise the commitment of some key organisations to developing young people and investing in their future contributions to rural communities, agriculture, the show movement, without whom the competition we are celebrating today would not be possible. The Royal Agricultural Society of New South Wales, which is an intellectual force in the direction and development of Australian agriculture since 1822, and the custodians of the largest teaching event in all Australia, the Sydney Royal Easter Show. AgShow's New South Wales, which since 1929 has been a peak body representing over 192 agricultural show societies in this state, and the custodians of these competitions from the grassroots up. The land newspaper, or as it is more commonly known, the Bush Bible, R.M. Williams, the official outfitters from the end down, or just about everyone here since 1932, and of course our Rural Achievers. The Coomatundra, the official outfitters from the end up, and in Australia for over 140 years, and of course the official headwear of also our Rural Achievers. Bird's Nest, the finest fashion hub in rural New South Wales. Australian designers of great country style a global leader in infrastructure solutions, and last, but certainly not least, keeping us all connected with the actual Aussie way, Aussie broadband. So, let's start with the first part of this afternoon's program, and I'd like to invite the 15 finalists to please come and join me on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please make them welcome.
youth program, based in Coomatundra, Cassie, which was developed by 7 high school students and their former ag teacher. With this program, the program was actually developed because our students are a problem within the industry, the agriculture industry, and this all was really doing anything about it, so we thought, why not we would do it? So we developed the Cultivate Ag program to help students gain opportunities, build skills, and might not develop in school settings. So that was the main purpose of the program. And also last year, I decided why I just have to be the high school kids, so I decided to make this program a team for primary school age students, so they can get some exposure to high school.
And you're also involved in the Education Training Program, or ETC, and the Careers Conference Program for Government. So what are the main aims of this program, and how do you use the experiences you've gained in this competition to support ETC?
So my experience in this program, I'm using that to help my involvement into the program, inviting the young girls with the skills that I wish I had before I went into the program, because I've never actually done any development programs before going into the competition, which I think would be very helpful for them to go into it, so they know what they're getting themselves into and what they're prepared for.
Absolutely. And the Young Women competition is a huge undertaking for all entrants here today, and I'm sure everyone has a wonderful support network with them on this journey. So who's part of your support network, and who inspired you to enter this competition?
Obviously my whole family is really my support and my old school friends and my former ag teacher. But really, the main purpose for me entering last year was because I really wanted to encourage my younger sisters to enter the program. But it was a little bit of you do it, I'll do it situation. So yes, that's why I entered last year. But I have entered previously in the
Fabulous. Sometimes you all just pick up and put, don't we? Ladies and gentlemen, please stand well. Now representing Bangalore Show Society, please welcome Summer Casey. So Summer, you're currently working as a content creator for RAS Award, supporting agriculturists to share their stories. We spoke about the importance of the Australian agricultural industry in sharing a positive and vital story of agriculture. Why do you think it is important that we can share this positive story of agriculture?
Agriculture is such an important industry, and I'm so thankful to be part of the storytelling side of it. I work in quite a niche aspect of the agricultural industry and work across the content creation side of things, so all across your social media platforms. This gives me the opportunity to go and talk to anybody from horticulture, cattle, broad agriculture, and everything in between, and share their stories that they maybe might be a little bit humble to share. Everybody's got a great story to tell, so I'm just here to give that and share that with the rest of the world. Sydney Royal Easter Show is a great example of bringing the country to the city and giving everybody the opportunity to hear the side of ag that maybe they don't see.
Fabulous. Now, as a teenager, you had a slightly less conventional schooling experience for 2 years while travelling around the South Pacific with your family. What are some of the key takeaways from this experience that still resonate with you today?
So my beautiful parents, and they're sitting right over here. My dad is a pilot. He's very comfortable in the sky and in the sea, and his dream has always been to travel around on a boat as a family. So in year 8 and year 9, I was fortunate enough to take 2 years out of school and still do a little bit of school on the boat. And we travelled around from New Zealand to Fiji, Vanuatu, Newcastle, and then all up and down the east coast of Australia. We got to meet a lot of different people, so everybody from billionaires that spend 3 days on their huge super yacht to people in the villages that don't have a lot. I think meeting those people from different walks of life gave me a big picture appreciation, which goes hand in hand with when you're getting a little bit stuck maybe in your day-to-day life. It's nice to have met those people from different walks of life and a bigger picture.
Now, some of you know are extremely community-minded and are involved in several organisations, including Veterans Mental Health Initiatives, the Summer Land Refuge Club, and
driver and the fact that she saw that I was passionate and she saw that I was determined and she said, I think that I can help you with your pathway, and that's how I ended up in uni, and now I have a beautiful network of friends all over the world and in the industry. So for a young person looking and maybe being a little bit tentative, just find that person that believes in you, find that mentor, pick their brain, get their advice, and I think you'll be able to achieve the world. I think that's fabulous advice. Ladies and gentlemen, Summer Casey.
Moving on to Zone 2 now, please welcome Bonnie Cox, representing Berry Show Society. Bonnie, you told me you've recently begun working in a new job on a local organic farm. This farm has a very special social purpose, in addition to growing fabulous produce. Tell us a bit about this.
Yeah, so I probably can't speak too in depth about it at the moment because I've still been there quite a short time, but I'm a farm hand now on a new company that I work at, and we bring our kids from ages 5 to 20 that have maybe experienced a little bit of trauma in their life or have life disabilities, and we give them a taste of agriculture, a bit of horse therapy, and it sort of allows them to see different career paths and allows them to be able to be outside, working hands-on with smaller jobs, and gives them other options. So just something small, it's really rewarding, being able to display them from a big different part of life.
That sounds fantastic. And you're the current chair of the Angus Youth Roundup Committee. So tell us, how did you become involved with this, and what was your role involved?
So I was pretty lucky to be heavily involved in the Angus Society throughout my entire life. My family has a start. Has since 1947. I grew up doing roundups and cattle shows, and I'm sure a lot of you would understand what that's like. After leaving the industry to pursue horses, which I know a lot of us do, I was looking for a way back in, and Angus Society has a lot of youth programs. I took a couple of those on, and we're really passionate about it, and with my enthusiasm, I was sort of picked up by a few people within Angus Australia, and was able to speak at a couple of conferences, and when the nominations opened up to be on the committee, I put my hand up and was approached then to be chair. And at the time, I never been on a committee before, and so the idea of being a chairman was absolutely daunting. I took it on and thought, why not give it a go? It's a 2-year term, and so I've got 1 year so far, and I'm hoping to stay on as chair this year whilst on the committee. But it does involve, as some may or may not know, being able to organise, delegate, listen to everyone's opinions within that committee, and then during the week of the roundup, lots of questions that come your way, holding the team together, being able to see who needs a break or who could go and do some extra jobs. So it is rewarding, especially working with youth.
That's what we like to hear. Now, you're really passionate about showcasing agriculture to young people as a potential career path and demonstrating how to be involved in outcomes of being from the local farm. How do you hope to use this young experience to help achieve this?
It's opened up a lot of doors, this young woman program, and being able to showcase through our zone and at our local show, hopefully kids have never really thought about ag as a career path. Most of the time, people do much more than urban areas involved. It's out there, the food that we make and we eat it in the supermarket. Being able to bring it to them through local shows, which most people attend, everyone goes to the local show. Hopefully bring them in, and they come with new ideas, and especially that from the agriculture industry, the more information we have there, the better understanding we have of the ag industry, which is really that's something in our future.
Definitely agree. And you're also involved in a range of community organisations, including the Veterans Support Organisation Showgirl. Tell us about the experience for achieving at this organisation.
Look, going in, I saw one of my best friends do it last year, and some of it this year as well. I honestly thought, geez, I don't know how, it's 96 kilometres, which is the length of the Dakota track, and you need to walk that over the month of March, and I thought, geez, we're not from early on, but it's like any big goal. You put it down into little steps, and I took it down, if I could do 3 days a day, I'd be able to find myself a kind of a lesson to chip away each day at something, and
for marine science. Why did you choose this course and where do you hope it will take you in your career?
Yes, so I'm currently studying a Bachelor of Marine Science at the University of Wollongong. I think my passion for the water definitely was fostered. I was growing up on the South Coast. I am in Amphitheatre, and I do live in Showgirl. So all my life I've been on the water, fishing, snorkeling. I've got my certificate in open water scuba, so always love exploring my local beaches and all the beautiful biodiversity we have out there on the South Coast. In the future, I really hope to be a part of the undergraduate research program they have on the coast of Queensland. It's out on Heron Island. It's actually the largest research station we have in the Southern Hemisphere. There's coral regeneration programs that are doing right there. So just being able to do what I can and get involved and obviously be a part of such a wonderful community. Who really prioritizes conservation. It's something really important to me and I can't wait to continue.
Fantastic. And you're also an ambassador for the Young Endeavour scheme. Tell us a bit about the scheme and why you think it.
Yeah, definitely. So in 2022, I was lucky enough to be accepted on the Young Endeavour. It's a youth skiing program run by the Australian Navy. So we sail down from HMS Portland, Brisbane, Auckland to Sydney Harbour. It's an 11-day voyage. You're battling sleep deprivation, seasickness, homesickness. We didn't have our phones throughout the whole voyage, so we really forced to bond, even stronger bond if I will, through vomiting early on in the morning, and you get to know the person next to you pretty well. It was definitely a real moment in my life. I think that's really forced me to really grow and also to build some confidence in myself. You're climbing at 30-meter marks in the air and working all through the night on 4-hour watches. So really showing up not only for yourself but having to show up for the people around you and building that resilience, knowing you guys have a goal that's more important than yourself. Just backing yourself. And like you said, I am an ambassador, so I've been invited back to corporate day sales and breakfast sales, talking to our sponsors, and really just sharing my personal experience and why it's so important to keep the continuation of the program happening so this opportunity can be provided to other young people in the future.
Fabulous work. And finally, from your experience in the young competition, how do you think you'll be the best advocate for young people in rural South Wales?
I think from this program, I don't come from a rural community that the last dairy cows like 50 years ago, as I tell people. So just for women, I guess, showing that even if you don't come from a farming family, you still can make a difference. Like I said, with the issue of overdeveloped urbanization, we don't have a lot of farmland, so I think just showing not only women but also youth to just really get involved in the local shows. We have a lot on offer. These events like the cheese making demonstrations, the sheep shearing, milk lemons, also the cow demonstrations. It just fosters an appreciation for farming practices and the hard work that goes into it. Especially with kids, some kids don't know where milk comes from. We have kids who think, mom and dad buy milk from the supermarket. So I think just trying to be a voice and to show others that, to get involved and just try to be positive. It's really important.
Very good advice there. And do you, Ika? Moving on to zone 3 now, please welcome Claire Lindsay from Golden Show Society. So Claire, I understand we've been working together for years now through state and nationals. And I'm able to make some interstate friends as well, like Henry and Nick, who were there actually building the church in Melbourne last year, which was really cool to see. It was cold though, so curiosity really carried around. But it creates just these beautiful friendships with everyone around that you in that space.
I can definitely agree with you on that one. So apart from Golden Show Society, you're also involved with the whole school community company. What is your involvement and where did the passion for performing arts come from?
So my passion for performing arts actually started when I was really old and my name was born, and my parents were in Chinese and it just blossomed from there. Dance has been an amazing part of my life, and when I had to retire in 2018, it was only 3 years. I found it really hard to find myself. So when I was approached by one of the Golden Show community members about playing in junior with Rocky Theatre, it was a great door that I was able to burst through, and I was able to create an amazing musical for 60 children, which is a huge part of the magic of my life and spectacles that all together. And then I think from there, worked on shows like Brown's Family, Mary Poppins, Frozen Junior I supported, and this year has been really fun.
Fantastic. And then lastly, if someone wants to visit the Golden Show for the first time, what are the attractions or activities you recommend absolutely? So Golden has a lot of offer. Firstly, I would take them through the building to show them the interest requirements and see all children's staff awards and all that sort of thing. From there, I would probably take out to the Halloween, so you'll be able to see some friends in the area, and then also take photos from there. Go on the high jump and the long jump as well. And that's really cool. And on the end of the night, we have a barbecue challenge. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Now representing the Coomatundra Show Society, please welcome Emily Libitus. Emily, you're currently studying a Bachelor of Animal Science in Boca, focused on livestock development and genetics. Where did your interest in livestock production and I think for me, growing up in my family, sheep cattle property, because that's what I was brought up, so you've been wrong. I really found a passion for that industry and to livestock side of things. So where sheep and cattle farmers at the moment, and I think growing up in Australia, following more cattle on my horse, that's really where it started. So that's definitely positive in my career now, and where I'm headed in my career. I've always loved that involvement, and I think if our opportunity for this week, including my roommates. We did go for a jog one morning because we thought we were going to be late. But I have found the most amazing people in the world and some lifelong friends. Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, Showgirl. And now representing our RAS Society, Claudia Williams. Now, Claudia, I understand you managed to find a production process with your community volunteering next year. How did you manage to do this, and why is it important to have your community?
Yeah, thank you so much. And I would like to thank everyone in this room, but this area today for taking time out of the day to watch all of this movie. My area of expertise in my professional life is health, and my personal life is horses. So I take my natural horse cycling, and we go to local aged care facilities, and he comes in and does animal therapy with me. I find, especially in rural areas, so many of the residents in our facilities are old farmers, and coming into care, they are losing their cows, their horses, their dogs, their sheep, any livestock that they have, and those animals mean so much to those farmers. So to lose that is such a big part of our industry that is on. I find it taken lightly, it brings a smile to their faces, to their eyes, and they're still talking about it weeks later, asking how life is going and when he's coming back. And that just means so much to me, because if I can take just one day out of my month to do that for those residents, then I can make it better.
That's fantastic. You had a wonderful experience when you went on the road trip with Exchange to the Czech Republic in 2017 and 2018. What impact has this experience had on your conduct?
I believe my Rotary exchange, I was fortunate enough to stay home. It created a hunger for new experiences and travel in my life. And from that, I went home, I finished high school, and then I thought, I'm a person ready to go to university. I want to travel. And so I did. I went to Europe for 12 months with Hillary Scott, and then I moved to Florida for just under 2 years. And I traveled around to horses, which was a great experience for me. It created that I wanted to go explore and do something new and different every day.
And as the last but not least, you were to take someone new now for the very first time into the town. What is one thing you would make sure that they were able to do?
Just one thing of me, what could be activity that they could do. I think one thing that everyone has to do is probably when they're okay, they have to go and visit their habitat. We have something for every day, even if it is raining and usual. There are things like the sunrise, go back to go there and watch the sunrise over the mountain. There are so many different experiences to have at my habitat that I love the way I like the time that it is.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, Claudia Williams. On zone 5 now, and representing the Coomatundra Society is Eloise Hay. Eloise is really passionate about inspiring local youth to embrace opportunities in agriculture. How do you plan on using your experiences in your farmers?
Yes, so inspiring young people to become involved in agriculture is a passion of mine. Growing up, I was on the land and I was a career path that I could follow. So now that I've been given this incredible opportunity in the state finals and also representing my local show, it's given me many opportunities to connect with young people in our communities and share my story of how I became involved in agriculture and encourage them to follow their dreams. So no matter what avenue of the agricultural industry they're interested in.
You studied a Bachelor of Water Science and now work as a Natural Capital Advisor with Hunter Local Land Services. what does a typical day look like for you?
So every day is a bit different for me. I'm very lucky that I get to go to work and do what I love. I largely work with farmers across the Upper Hunter to help them manage their sustainable agricultural production and manage natural assets on their farm. So we hold a lot of workshops and some education sessions for farmers to keep them up to date on best practice management.
Fantastic. And you're involved with Sloan Netball Association for a number of years now. Tell us what's your role and why do you want people involved with it?
So I'm currently on the Sloan Netball Committee and I hold the position of the Twilight Netball Coordinator and I also coach the kids team. I really loved playing netball growing up and it was a way for me to become involved with my community. Young people are the future of our community and to retain people in our rural areas. It's really important to give them extracurricular activities to do outside of school and work. So it's something that I get a lot of joy out of and I really enjoy the sport.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, Eloise Hayes. Our next finalist, representing the Lucky Show Society, is Lunardi Berkeley. You're currently studying a double degree in veterinary biology and veterinary science. What inspired you to become a veterinarian?
I would honestly say my involvement, my family involvement in agricultural shows and volunteering at animal nurseries from a young age is what started my passion for animals. And then this, coupled with my love for science, it just worked and it was for me. And I don't have any other way. I absolutely love it.
Now you're also well involved in the Lucky Show Society. You're currently one of the vice presidents of it. And I also realise that this is continuing a very long family connection with the Lucky Show Society. Tell us about this family show society and why you wanted to join.
Yes, so there are many ways that my family are involved in the both Lucky Show Society and here at the Sydney Royal. My grandfather had come to 66 consecutive Sydney Royals exhibiting his poultry and judging. And not only that, he was also involved in an animal nursery, which is what started that Lucky. So the animal nursery was an initiative that they put forward with Lucky Show to help fundraise money for the pavilion, and then that's when it started. But not only that, my grandmother had dairy goat stuff, and we were the second show in the state to introduce the dairy goat section into the Lucky Show. So it's really important for me to be able to be that next generation in line, be able to continue and still be passionate about it, and continue my grandparents' legacy, but do it in my way.
Fantastic. And what do you think is one of the main challenges of facing youth in rural Australia at the moment?
I think, in a sense, not a lot of opportunities. I think this can go both ways, but sometimes there aren't very many. Sarah, you put me on the spot here. To be honest with you, I think yes, I mean, some of the opportunities. I think you always have to go out and approach them, and there aren't always opportunities for you to.
Tell us a little bit more about your involvement with Lucky Show Society. What is your role as vice president?
Okay, so I'm lucky enough to hold a few different hats in the Lucky Show Society. One of which is being one of the junior vice presidents. I also am one of the youth event coordinators alongside Peyton. And through this, I have the opportunity to be involved in the next generation involved in the Lucky Show as well. So coordinating things of the junior showgirl competition, the rural and basketball competition, and also the young woman competition. And it was really exciting this year to be able to see that we had more junior showgirl nations than we've ever had at Lucky Show before. So bringing those two classes along and really, really special experience.
Fantastic. Well done with that. Ladies and gentlemen, Nina Virtual. Moving out of the
really key that we have to spend a week together. And it's taking people and finding where their strengths are, and then really developing the areas that they can go through. So I worked in 2024 and realised that mental was a huge privilege. And it's really been quite privileged to be able to keep in touch with these young people and being able to see them grow and contribute to their community.
And lastly, we're also part of the Girls on Fire program. What is this program and how do you think your experience this week among support for Girls on Fire program?
So the Girls on Fire program is a program that is trying to encourage more women into fire. So as part of the Project Corporation, I'm also a firefighter, which is not something that I ever thought I'd stand on today to this day. But something I'm very proud of. And it's trying to encourage more women, not just into the forestry, but also into our fire service, the air force that also has a fire agency. So it's really showing women that there are so many different career pathways. Just looking forward into the city, it doesn't mean you can't join us in the country, it doesn't mean you can't be a firefighter, it's the career you really need to consider. And being part of this program has given me the confidence to develop my own leadership skills, which is fantastic, to be able to reach out to more young women, to be able to make more connections and bring more people into this program.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, now representing the Dubbo Show Society, please welcome Sophie Powell. You mentioned the Dubbo Show Society and the sister show in New Zealand, the Southland AMP, and you had an opportunity to visit as a representative from Dubbo. What were some of the key takeaways from this experience?
Thank you, Sarah, and thank you firstly to RAS and Amphitheatre for organising this program. I was very fortunate to get the opportunity to travel to New Zealand at the beginning of March and represent Dubbo Show Society at the Southland AMP show. Some key takeaways from that, I think, firstly, they now got their cattle competitions on farm, which has made them increase their entries, which has been a unique experience, great for their entry program and much easier for exhibitors, but it has also changed the way that the common general public can interact with the show. I think ag shows are an important way of exposing agriculture to people who haven't been exposed to it before, and by doing their on-farm competitions discipline, that they didn't have any beef cattle and limited dairy cattle at the show, so there wasn't that exhibition of that part of agriculture at the show.
Fantastic. Now, as you said, you're passionate about providing help and education in rural areas who don't necessarily have the same access as those in the rural towns, more urban towns. What is one change that you would like to see to help with providing healthcare in these rural areas?
Thank you, Sarah. So I'm a physiotherapist and I'm currently working at the hospital. I grew up in Braidwood and we used to have to travel over an hour to Canberra or Bentleys Bay to access simple services like the dentist, and our GP often changed. I think that one change that I would like to increase is the access to allied health services. So physiotherapy, podiatry, things like that aren't mainstream nurses and doctors. Working in Dubbo, anywhere north or west of Dubbo, has to travel to Dubbo or some larger centres like Wellington to access those services face to face. And while we have an incredible virtual service, as you can imagine, physiotherapy over a computer is not the easiest thing to do.
No, definitely not. And lastly, your three takeaways from this week.
There's been so many great experiences this week, and Chanel mentioned a few of them. I think for me, getting to experience the broadcast box with Tim Dressman was a really great experience and a really, truly wonderful seat in the house. This morning, the brunch that we had with our parents and the counsellors has also been a truly great experience, and it was lovely to get to enjoy that part of the experience with our families. And similarly, getting to stew in the different sections, particularly for me, the cattle and the horse section was a truly great experience. I have grown up on a cattle farm and grown up riding horses, and getting to see that side of it and network with counsellors and hear about their journeys into the RAS has been really wonderful.
Fabulous. Ladies and gentlemen, Sophie Powell. Representing the National Show Society, Tessa Parry. Tessa, you're passionate and also
wrote a very inspirational and iconic Australian film. It's just the vibe of the place, I would say. I'm really passionate about bringing excellent things to communities of all sizes, and I love my very own community just about as much as Darren loves his ballroom. So I really love to, I saw things like drum clubs and big stage shows and things come to big centres like Sydney, and I thought, why can't we have that in Canberra too? And so I'm got involved in making that happen, and that's what I love about it.
Fabulous. You completed a Bachelor of Psychology and you're now studying a Master's in Clinical Psychology. How do you hope to use your knowledge and skills to support your community and other rural communities once you finish those studies?
Yeah, well, I really just am passionate about keeping people happy and healthy. I mean, it sounds really simple, but at the end of the day, that's what keeps us resilient and that's what keeps communities unique as well. So like I said, my big passion is about being able to return to rural areas and provide those services to places that can't ordinarily get amazing access. So it's already touched on, it's really hard to get even the most basic doctors to rural areas, let alone clinical psychologists. And with the rise in telehealth, that's incredible, but as any bush people here today, or just anyone in general, we crave that face-to-face connection, and I can't wait to bring that to areas that need it most.
And lastly, you're hosting a visitor to the Canberra Show for their first time. What's the first thing you show them, or the first activity you get them to do at the show and why?
Oh man, I mean, we're a pretty standard agricultural show, so we've got all the regular cattle and sheep and things like that. I want to show you the little things. I want to show you how green our grass is around our pavilion. Kudos to those local council boys, they keep the council watered. Then I want to show you in the pavilion this incredible initiative that shout out to Mom did a few years ago. She collected local fabric from locals and local schools and organisations. So there's parts of school uniforms, there's parts of old tablecloths, there's parts of fabric from different quilts, blankets, and she's turned it into an incredible local bunting that we used to hang in the pavilion. That turns a shed into an incredibly beautiful space for us to showcase some of the best stuff we have, and that's what I'm showing us now.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, Harry.
But even if you are 18 and you're young, absolutely have a go. And if you don't go through, have another go. Just always don't take failure as a barrier. Just get out and go again. It's honestly the most rewarding opportunity. And yeah, say yes to every opportunity.
Fantastic advice. Thank you very much, Brianna. And lastly, but certainly not least, representing the Coomatundra Society, Sandra Bush. Cassie, you're the current national president of the Urban Australian Youth Community. Tell us about your involvement with this community and what your role in it.
Yeah, thanks, Sarah. So for me, I'm very fortunate. I grew up on my parents' inheritance stuff, and I've been surrounded by the heritage breed for a very, very long time, all my life. So I am currently the Heritage Australia National Youth Committee, so I joined the Heritage Committee back in 2022, and in 2023 I became the president, which is amazing. So our committee is a group of young people under the age of 25 who are surrounded all across Australia, who come together to put on an annual youth expo in a different part of the country for over 150 participants aged between 7 to 25. And we organise an event where we showcase the heritage breed as well as different educational groups and really get the kids passionate about agriculture and sustainability and the big industry, which is great.
Fantastic. And we understand you studied a double degree in agriculture and law. When did this finish on?
Yes, so thanks, Sarah. Yes, so I completed a double degree in agriculture and law from the University of New England last year. So I attended Boston Agricultural High School, and obviously from a farming background, I always knew that I wanted to undertake a degree in agriculture. At the end of year 12, I decided I also wanted to challenge myself, and through that I decided to undertake a double degree in ag and law. So since then, I am now an associate lawyer working in Sydney in a commercial insurance law firm, which has been really eye-opening for me. So I work in a team called catastrophic injury and large loss, which sounds incredibly scary. For me, it's been really eye-opening as we work a lot with public liability and private liability claims, which I think is also really important to focus on about the rural regional communities. So it's been great.
And lastly, as you mentioned, you and your family have a really long history of exhibiting our local shows. What is it about our shows that inspires such lifelong fan connections?
So this is a good question, Sarah. So I have been surrounded by the outdoors movement all my life. There are different parts of the outdoors that really creates a sense of community, but also develops people as well. Through the Young Judges competitions, I know that I have been a participant in many of those. We're lucky in Coomatundra, we're actually the group 9 where they do the Young Judges to be selected to go to Sydney. That's something that also helps with your personal development and also networking as well, and creates a sense of community where you can be joined by different people and find common interests and common ground and all work together as well to make something really, really special. I know in the Coomatundra Show Society, we're really lucky to have a very young committee who's all really, really passionate about the Coomatundra Society and bringing something together to make a community look at something that brings both agriculture as well as the community together. So yeah, I love that that happens in every single town, and it's something really important that all actors need to be really proud of.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, Cassie Bush. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd now like to welcome our judges to the Amphitheatre to make their final judging deliberation. And I'd like to bring out one last appreciation for our finalists.
Chief Executive, Rob Gilmore, Rural Achiever Judges, Mr. Dennis Wilson, Mrs. Jenny Milner, and Mrs. Wayne Shue. I would also like to welcome Mrs. Annette McKenzie, the lead counsellor of the Rural Achiever Award. My name is Grace Collins, and I am the 2024 RAS Rural Achiever New South Wales representative. The RAS Rural Achiever Award is run by the Royal Agricultural Society to recognise the contribution of young people aged 20 to 29 to their communities and to the wider Australian agricultural industry. The award allows the 8 finalists to spend 7 days at the Sydney Royal Easter Show, not only acknowledging their excellence, but fostering leadership skills, creating opportunities to network and promoting rural communities. In 2024, I was privileged to have this experience and was named the New South Wales representative to compete for the National Rural Ambassador title at the Royal Adelaide Show later this year. Throughout my time as the RAS Rural Achiever, I've travelled throughout New South Wales and interstate, representing the RAS, my small business, Scouts Guards, and regional schools, showcasing leadership, encouraging community involvement, and sharing my passion for rural life. My highlights for the year include being invited by members of my Rural Achiever cohort to open the Young Show and to speak on a panel to 250 kids at the Nudging Youth Development Day. I was also thrilled to attend both the Global Youth Forum in Brisbane and participate in the South Australian Rural Achiever Exchange, visiting the Royal Adelaide Show with my fellow RAs. My passion for agriculture began at school in Sydney and resulted in a move away from home to Arundel, northern New South Wales. I spent the last 5 years working at 2 schools in New England in both agriculture and learning support. I'm currently continuing my studies, completing a Master of Teaching to formalise the skills I've been lucky enough to practice over these last few years. I continue to enjoy working with high school students in both rural and metropolitan areas, helping them navigate their own challenges. I find it extremely rewarding to witness and discover their own passions. Our youth are the future of agriculture in Australia, and they deserve every opportunity to help them succeed. Without our sponsors, this program would not be as successful as it is, and this year we'd like to thank Aussie Broadband, R&U, Coomatundra, and Cassie New South Wales. Without the support of these organisations, we would not be able to provide this array of diverse opportunities for our rural achievers. Our 8 finalists represent the very best of our agricultural and rural communities, and I'm sure you are all very keen to hear their take on this year's topic, technology, trade, or both. The first rural achiever we will hear from this afternoon was Coomatundra from Coomatundra. Using her skills in livestock marketing and business development, she works as an agency representative at Box, a platform that bridges buying and selling livestock online. Tasha is from many communities in Brisbane and Falls and is chair of the RAS Youth Group, dedicating her time to advocating for agriculture at both local and national levels. Please join me in welcoming Tasha to relate to her.
Technology, a friend. The iPhone, a device that's so much more than a phone. A bank card, calculator, navigation system, clock, camera, and a calendar, all in our back pockets. To be able to send live updates to friends instantly, share photos with the caption, postcards from holidays to anyone we know, have access to any novel, constant news notifications, and new recipes to try all in the palm of our hands. Or best of all, a note section to store your speech ideas as you navigate across the showground in the studio. Technology, a friend. When leaving the house as a chore, there's food delivery, dating apps, and online shopping. Save yourself from being battered up in the milk aisle, talking to someone you don't really want to, and just clicking collect your groceries instead. But our friend technology is causing us to lose some of the greatest skills and pleasures in life. Because cash is king, knowing your timescales is important, reading your map and giving so. Delicate wristwatches, once passed down through generations, now lie forgotten. We no longer develop photos to place lovingly into albums for years as reminiscing. The kitchen calendar with scribbled notes and birthdays, all but non-existent. The art of writing a letter or sending a postcard smell of a fresh paperback novel, or a simple act of sitting down to read the paper, enjoying a cake baked from a handwritten recipe that your grandmother gave you, and scribbled on the back of an envelope. The joy of going out to dinner with friends, meeting new people, buying a gift from your local store who sponsors the football team, and catching up with a friend you rarely get to see in the dairy aisle of your local library game. Your kids having to ring the landline and say, "Oh, hi Mr. Campbell, it's Tash. I was just wondering if you kept staying there, please." A little lesson in manners, confidence and connection at just 6 years old. Technology, friend or foe. To me, it's foe. I use it every day, I rely on it, but I refuse to let it erase the beautiful, simple skills and pleasures that once defined our everyday lives. Because some things are too precious to trade for convenience. Thank you.
Our second speaker, Jacob Moriarty, hails from Coomatundra and discovered his passion for agriculture following high school. Currently working in Coomatundra, Jacob manages livestock in the mixed farming system. He is an active member of the Coomatundra Show Society and is keen to spark passion for community involvement in his family, including training a pony for his infant daughter to ensure she can participate in Pony Club as soon as she is able. Jacob, we are looking forward to hearing your perspective on the technology, friend, and foe.
Good afternoon, everyone. Technology, friend, and foe. I find as a friend where everything that I love about agriculture. In farming for me, there's basically 2 years tracking, soil growth, 10 years in farm. We use it every day, basically, biz love. So we basically run it as the soil grows, 10 years tracking, and every that's it, and that's we just love it. We just love it, and it's just our experience with tracking. We save overlapping chemical usage and pretty much that's it for us. Especially with these tools aren't just for big farms, they're for our small farms too. Like our local shows, we use it for on our iPads for our tracking of the stewards, and then we get to go down the shows, and then we get to actually inform everyone on the events today, especially with the RAS. They have all their events actually planned straight up, and everyone gets to show up on Facebook and actually, well, it's there, it's time with it. We actually get the horses, which travel, sheep, or even just get in there. With the farming sector, we actually like it. Actually, we like it to be a good work, we love it. It's adopting it. And yeah, farmers are actually adopting to that change too. I can't see many if it's pro or not. There is a lot. Like young people like myself, we like our phones, we live on our phones, we each one watch it. So I guess technology, friend and foe, I find it a friend. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob. Like all of our finalists, our next speaker is a woman who wears many hats. Brooke Watts from Merlot operates in her family-owned company, Grubhub, which offers training and educational programs with technology, upskilling users with current research and development. She is also currently the chair of the executive board for Western Rural Connect. Given technology is such a large part of Brooke's life, I'm interested to hear her thoughts on the topic. Please make her feel welcome.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, friends, family, and visitors. My name is Brooke Watts, and while participating in the RAS boyfriend or beau, and how does it affect that quality of life? In recent years of my career, I've been lucky enough to engage with girls across the state, introducing acting practices for involved stable production and culture. The main takeaway I've learned is that AgTech to have a place in an operation, it must do one of three things. It must improve safety, increase efficiency, or improve data-driven decisions for a more profitable enterprise. Today, I want to share a success story with you. While working in West New South Wales, I encountered a lovely old lady in her mid-80s. When discussing the use of drones in the Far West, she shared she'd recently had a water leak causing some grief. Instead of spending hours by herself in the heat straining her body, she was able to send her thermal drone out for an inspection, identify the hotspot of the leak, and then utilising the Find My Drone function and GPS coordinates, she loaded up the Nelson-year-old cruiser, headed out to the shovel, and then dug up a broken pipe, repaired the fitting, and headed back to the homestead for a cup of tea. In this instance, she was safe on farm, utilised her time in an efficient manner, and was able to save on excessive costs by saving any future damage and addressing the issue early. Through delivering training, I've seen the benefits firsthand: drones, sensors, IoT, all enabling precision farming, better water observation, and lowering our carbon footprint. I am proud to utilise technology in my everyday work practices and have now been able to enhance consumer knowledge through our relevant social media, a podcast, and training and consultancy in the AgTech space. Yes, technology has its drawbacks: cost, privacy, the digital divide, but when used with positive intention, innovation becomes our greatest asset. So friend or foe, I say friend, one that empowers every generation to thrive in the future of agriculture. Thank you.
All the way from Coomatundra, Catherine Mark's passion for agriculture began when she was very young. She is well travelled, having spent a lot of time with producers in Amphitheatre territory all the way down to Ballarat in Victoria. Catherine is currently the youngest president of the Coomatundra. Please join me in welcoming Catherine Mark to the lecture as we hear her thoughts on the book.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Catherine Mark. Technology, friends or foes, and how does it relate to agriculture? The light bulb was invented in 1879, the nuclear bomb in 1945, auto steer came into our tractors in 1997, Facebook launched in 2004, and the iPhone came out in 2007. And Google launched in 1998, which is lucky or otherwise I don't think I would be able to find these days for you. We can't imagine living without light bulbs, but their invention eventually contributed to our reliance on coal-powered energy, which we all know has significant implications on the global climate. The nuclear bomb had devastating consequences that last to this day, but also gave rise to nuclear energy, which powers entire countries and reduces governments across the world. Auto steer revolutionised agriculture and reduced our input waste, thereby increasing our production efficiency. However, on the other side of that coin, it also took jobs away from the market by reducing labour hours and making some positions redundant entirely. And even this implication can be seen in both a positive and negative light because reduced labour hours are good for our farmers. When Facebook launched, it suddenly expanded our communities from maybe 200 to the size of the entire world. Social media allowed me to talk about cooking to a stranger across the globe, and it was also where I got my weekly COVID updates from the Photosphere in the dark days of 2021. However, it has also seen the rise of mental health issues due to judgment and comparison culture. Thanks to the invention of the iPhone, I'm able to FaceTime my nephew every week today. But as millennials, we've all been at a party where our friends are more interested in scrolling on their phones than just talking to one another. My view on technology is that by itself, it is neither good nor bad. It is the people building technology that decide upon its impact, positive or negative. Either way, it can only move forward. After all, stagnation is the enemy of progress. My only hope is that we use technology to foster connection and future-proof our planet and swipe right on the road to
Thank you, Catherine. Physio and agriculture, how could they be related? I'm excited to explore how these two fields are so interconnected. I'm excited to introduce our next speaker, Georgia. She works currently in her own physiotherapy clinic in Narrabri and is passionate about bridging accessibility barriers in rural communities, especially in women's health. Heavily involved in her family farming meeting, Georgia has been passionate about agriculture and is a member of the Rural Show Society. Please join me in welcoming Georgia to the Coomatundra.
What came first, the wheel or agriculture? Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Georgia Kerr and I'm from Leeds. Technology can be both friend and foe, but it is how we use it that makes all the difference. If used well, technology can improve economic, social and environmental outcomes of agriculture, in addition to allowing those in the industry to work smarter and not harder to achieve a better quality of life. Technology in the Australian cotton industry can be used as one example. Genetically modified cotton with traits able to aid in the control of the Heliothis caterpillar that was devastating cotton yields was introduced into Australia in 1996, with improved versions of this introduced more recently. The industry has achieved a 97% reduction in the use of insecticides since 1992, from 10 to 14 sprays down to 2 to 5 insecticide applications per year. This technology has had significant benefits to the profitability of cotton growers, with the added benefit of increasing environmental and social sustainability. With new traits being developed, the industry may see a further reduction in the need for insecticides. Technology in this industry has empowered cotton growers in addressing concerns and demands of the public and the consumer, more sustainable, traceable, and ethically produced goods. The cautionary part of the story is that the technology is expensive to develop and in Australia provided by one company who hold a lot of intellectual property and data from the farms on which it is grown. So, to technology in the future. Anything is possible, including fully autonomous machinery, development of advances like artificial intelligence and machine learning, all becoming a reality in our agricultural businesses. Used intelligently and with caution, they could aid progressive farmers to improve their system. Considerations such as cybersecurity, internet and mobile phone coverage, red tape, the ability of our farmers who have an average age of 58 years old to adapt to the use of these new technologies, as well as pressure from non-farming interest groups, are all potential barriers to development and adoption, but not impossible to overcome. I believe that technology used with caution is a friend and agriculture will continue to benefit from it. I have witnessed the rapid changes in technology that my family farmers successfully adopted, and I am excited about my future as a farmer.
Thanks, Georgie. Those statistics are fantastic. Our next speaker, James Gilmore, grew up in the colour of Northern New South Wales and is extremely passionate about the sustainability of small rural communities. This is Jimmy's 10th year at the Sydney Royal Institute, having participated in many young judges competitions, primarily in the sheep and bull section. Day to day, he will find him managing his white collar sheep stalls and has now branched into his own cattle production, establishing jacks and troops. Please join me in welcoming Jimmy to the lectern and share his thoughts on these
These are the judges returning with their decision.
question of technology being a friend of the foe is a very important one for rural people like us here today. It is a major driver for change and development. Personally, I see it not only as a friend, but a way to bring like-minded people together. 90% of our population lives in 0.2% of Australia's land mass, which means that 10% is spread across 99.8%. I know that my fellow competitors and most of you here today are from that 10%. And we rely on technology to stay connected and share knowledge to help grow our industry. As the owner of 2 sheep studs and a cattle stud now, technology is vital. Auction Plus lets us view brands for purchase and it supplies videos, categories, and EVs, saving us time and travel if we live far away and we're not sure on where it will go. Access to rural newspapers and market reports via subscription and social media helps run my business efficiently. These tools are essential, not optional. Every day I'm in conversation with people in this industry, friends, mentors, and other young industry leaders like these 7 standing beside me, constantly improving our industry bit by bit. All of this would be impossible without technology. I'm James Gilmore. Enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.
Thanks to online learning, I was able to study a diploma in agriculture. Without technology, this would not have been possible while living and working at home. It means other rural students can stay on the farm or in their communities or gaining qualifications and skills. Another benefit of technology has been on the schedule. We have a tractor where the student gets enabled and John Deere can actually tap into it, service it remotely, see what's going on. This saves us time and hours of downtime and translates directly into better productivity for my clients and field related. Drones in agriculture have also been assistance to us. They help us manage weeds in crops. And I've seen first-hand uses of this. Weeds like flyweed or blackberry can be sprayed out aerially, so in the fraction of the time that we would normally take a spray by hand. We reduce our chemical usage and it's safer, faster, and far more accurate. Another benefit we have with technology on the property, which is seed and rather than hilly, we've got solar power ear tags and cows. We can log into an app on our phone, find out where the cattle are before we go and get them, which saves us a mile of time, and we also can get it work when the cows are moving at a certain amount of time. We hope that it's just the most detail, which generally it is. In closing, technology for me is definitely a friend, but it's one that has to be managed. When used wisely, it empowers rural people to do more, connect out, and grow stronger communities. In my work as a contractor, and my quality and young person doing in the future in on the land, I'm grateful for what technology brings, but also understand its limitations. So thank you everyone, and enjoy the rest of the day's show.
This year's finalists have had such an incredibly diverse range of skill sets, and Roy Elder is no exception. Holding a Master of Construction Project Management, Roy works as a project manager, specifically delivering infrastructure to Australian grain growers. Recently, one of his major projects was a multi-million-dollar grain silo and rail upgrade. Roy is also involved in his local council and recently managed an election campaign which elected 3 councillors and a new mayor to Dubbo Regional Council. Roy, we can't wait to hear your thoughts on the topic of technology and friend.
Dignity, autonomy, safety. To understand whether technology is a friend or foe, we need to consider the ethics and the purpose embedded in and driving the development of that technology. For me, technology needs to ensure dignity through maintaining or raising living standards, have users in control, and keep users safe in order to be a friend. Any technology that compromises any one of these is not a friend. When I look at technological advances in my work as a project manager, I count many advances in health and safety, thanks to technological innovation. Innovations developed with workers' control, safety, and their autonomy in mind. Take gas motors. When I lead construction work underground, workers deserve to know that they are working in a safe atmosphere, free of deadly gases. Thanks to advanced gas detectors, workers have handheld devices that they are in control of, giving them critical air readings. These devices keep workers safe, give workers autonomy, and give them the dignity to go home every day. Technology affects my quality of life when I have the peace of mind that it improves the lives of people that I work with. An instance of where it has been flown is my father is a Vietnam veteran. He was exposed to 8 and 9 inches to Vietnam. That has since left him with lifelong injuries, robbing him his dignity, his autonomy, and was not as safe to be exposed to. In developing technologies, we need to make sure that we bring all users along. The rising tide of technology needs to raise all boats. Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to be here during this presentation. Thank you once again to all our special guests, judges and sponsors of the New South Wales RAS Rural Achievement Program. I'd like to welcome Sarah Stanbury back to the stage for the remainder of the Young Women presentation.
I'll move when it's done. Things like that. I'm just moving. You can go.
Thank you, Grace. Congratulations again to the Rural Achievers. That really was a very engaging showcase. I would now like to introduce the winner of the Young Women Competition for 2024, Dominique Wise, to speak about her experiences over the past year. Please make Dom welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, what an honour it is to stand before you as the Land City Royal RAS New South Wales Young Woman for 2024. 2024. In my judging interviews last year, I was asked how I wanted to be remembered when I walked out of that judging room. And I stated, if I was going to do something, I wanted to want to do it well, leaving everything out in the field. I set out this year not knowing what the adventure would be, what the adventure would be, but I knew I wanted to do it well. This title is one of prestige, poise, and passion. This sash gives you a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's a backstage pass to your community and the ad industry, and it provides immense growth, both personally and professionally, just not vertically for me. When I was titled as the winner last year, alongside Paris Kennedy, I truly thought, how in the world would I, a coastal girl who didn't own a dress, and Paris, a dirt girl now crowned sort of queen, would ever even tackle this opportunity ahead. But as the rugby girls that we are, boy did we tackle it. Between us both, we travelled over 45,000 kilometres to over 50 shows and 30 additional agricultural and rural events. With each show and event, grew our passion for these rural communities, local shows, and the young women that represent them. However, we would not have had this opportunity without the RAS, with John Bennett, OAM, Susan Wakeford, and Kane Yarrows. Ag shows with Jim Chapman, Joey Nelson-Wilson, and Nikki Sinto. And to our amazing sponsors, most specifically the land, who gave me the opportunity to write articles of my journey and of my life throughout this year. But most importantly, I'd like to say thank you to the judges. Thank you for entrusting Paris and I to represent the RAS and ag shows throughout this year. I'm sure when you wrote our names down for the announcement, you never thought we'd turn out to be the Batman and Robin that we have. You gave me Paris, you gave me this title and sash, and you gave me the year of a lifetime. Thank you. For the 2025 young women stepping into this journey with the passion that I've always had for ag shows and the prestige and poise that I've soon learned since this journey. The 2024 cohort of young women are so proud to pass on the baton to you, and we all can't wait to see where this journey takes you. To the RAS and ag shows, I hope that I've done well, and I hope that I've done you proud. Thank you.
I would now like to invite the synthetic finalists to rejoin me on stage. And while they are, it is my pleasure to introduce to you another inspiring young leader who is the recipient of the 2024 Show Announcers Academy Scholarship. This scholarship, generously donated by the renowned Lindsay Douglas, is now in its third year and is awarded to the young woman or rural achiever who is considered by the judges to be the presenter with the greatest potential as observed throughout the past few days of competition, right across their experiences, including in the broadcast box to the entire main arena, on stage at various events, and here in this afternoon's presentation. The Show Announcers Academy is an encyclopedia of people on the microphone and at events, covering the basics of broadcast announcing together with the specific aspects pertinent to the ag show sector. Every beef, dairy, sheep, and horse breed, common competitions like woodchop, tent pegging, farm challenges, and more, with a view to enhancing the experience of shows for patrons and ultimately to encourage the potential youth talent into this important role. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2024 recipient for the young woman, Emily Martin.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's an incredible honour to be with you here today. I represented Walgett Show Society last year as the Walgett Young Woman 2024 and was lucky enough to represent Walgett as a state finalist. I was honoured to receive the Lindsay Douglas Show Announcers Academy Scholarship alongside John McGuire, 2024 RAS Rural Achiever state finalist. The scholarship is a mentor program offering lifetime access to Lindsay Douglas Show Announcers Academy Scholarship, Show Announcers Academy that supports announcers to find their voice. To have Lindsay in my corner as a mentor is incredible and something that I truly don't believe to this day. The opportunities that have come out of the scholarship and the Young Woman competition I never would have thought possible. I've been invited to shadow announcers at shows like the Bathurst Royal, to speak at many local events, and a highlight definitely being invited back this year to steward the paddle section of the Sydney Royal Show. I have thoroughly enjoyed the last 12 months, and I will be forever grateful for my young woman journey. To the 2025 cohort of young women, I consider myself very lucky to call you friends, and alongside the 2024 cohort, we wish you all the very best of luck for your future endeavours. To the recipients of the scholarship, Joel and I look forward to cheering you on over the next 12 months and watch you grow. We will be two of your loudest supporters. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emily. Now, on behalf of Lindsay Douglas, I am delighted to announce that the winner of the 2025 Show Announcers Academy Scholarship for Young Women is Emily Lucas. I would now like to invite Mr. John Bennett, OAM, President of the Royal Agricultural Society of New South Wales, to the stage to announce the winner and runner-up of the 2025 The Land Sydney Royal Ag Shows New South Wales Young Women. And I'll ask Dom and Paris to assist, please.
Thank you, Sarah, very much. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, let's take a moment to applaud the outstanding presentation we've just witnessed from our young women and the Royal Society. Firstly, to our sponsors, your ongoing support is invaluable to us. I'd like to particularly thank The Land, our enduring media partner since 1962, for your steadfast commitment to The Land's Sydney Royal Ag Shows New South Wales Young Women Competition. To Coomatundra and Bird's Nest, who continue to empower and celebrate rural excellence through their sponsorship, and to Ag Shows New South Wales, whose tireless efforts truly are the backbone of these competitions in the lead up to the state final. Your contributions are not only integral to today's success, but also to nurturing the future of rural leadership. This afternoon, we're privileged to witness the culmination of extraordinary journeys. The young women and rural achievers represented here today embody the talent, resilience and spirit that rural Australia is renowned for. Each of you has earned your place on this stage through determination and dedication to your communities. You are the voices of our regions, champions of our industries and advocates for agriculture. It's been inspiring to see your knowledge, passion and vision shine through this program. These qualities ensure a vibrant future for agriculture and regional life in New South Wales and beyond. I encourage you to take pride in your achievements and carry forward the friendships, insights and confidence gained through this experience. One of the most rewarding aspects of my role is hearing stories of how alumni go on to make a difference, whether through leadership in local initiatives, agricultural innovations, or mentoring the next generation. I have no doubt that those of you here today will continue this proud tradition. I would like to make particular mention of Dom Wise and Paris 2024 winner and runner-up. You have truly gone above and beyond and will be the benchmark for others in the years ahead. To Don in particular, I'm glad to see your foot firmly in the door of the show movement, and we welcome you with open arms. Ladies and gentlemen, as President of the Royal Agricultural Society of New South Wales, it's my honour to announce the winner and runner-up of the Land Sydney Royal Bank Shows New South Wales Young Women Competition 2025. And the runner-up is Sophie Carter. The winner is Cassandra Bush.
Thank you, everyone. Gosh, sorry, I'm a bit chuffed at the moment. I'd just like to thank all of the beautiful girls behind me. Each and every one of them is incredible and is doing so much back in their local communities, which is really inspiring to me, and I know everybody in this program, which is great. I'd also just like to say a big thank you to my family and friends for all supporting me and being here. It's really, truly an honour to represent also the Coomatundra show and my community. I'd also just like to thank Ag Shows New South Wales, the RAS and the Land for putting on this incredible competition, as well as our other sponsors, including PSC Insurance. I mean, all of us girls have our beautiful pearls on today, and we're just so grateful for that. Asimo coming on board this year, as well as Hitchley and Harrow remains incredible with these shirts on. Bird's Nest and the Cooper, we can't thank you enough. It is such an honour, and I'm so grateful, and I'm really excited to see where this year leads me, and thank you.